Me and Isra. Yeah, but like we were chosen for this training because we deal with the employees. They are considered as customers.
Yeah.
Sometimes we deal with like Ministry of Labor people from it's not like directly the customers of our company.
Yeah.
So the managers want us to take this skill.
Yeah, great comment from Ms. Aida. We are all in customer service. Even the GM is in customer service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because the employee may be considered as his customer.
Yes. The employee is the employees are the most important internal customers. That's why when I present the course, I usually begin with saying that we have two kinds of customers, external and internal. Internals are the employees, and the employees are the most important element in customer service. Happy employee, happy customer. Loyal employee, loyal customer. Do you agree?
Yes, of course.
Great.
So it reflects on them. Yeah.
Great. We are all in customer service from the top to all departments of our company. If we have no customers, we have no business. So again, we have to work together to improve our job in customer service and improving customer loyalty and eventually improving our outcomes. Okay, we'll move to again to Ms. Isra. Are you with us?
Yes, I am with us.
Yeah, great.
Good morning.
Which department do you work at, Ms. Isra?
HR coordinator also.
Oh, great. You're my kind of people. I mean, I'm in the training, so I'm referring to myself as one of the HR team.
Yes.
Yeah. You're my kind of people. Great. We'll move to Ms. iPhone. Who's Ms. iPhone or Mr. iPhone? This is the icon, I see.
Hi, sorry, I'm Fatma Jaber.
Ms. Fatma, okay, I have your name with us. Which
Yeah.
department are you working at, Ms. Fatma?
Account manager and commercial department.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, Mr. Madur.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I am an administrative coordinator for the technical department.
So you're supporting our services. You are in the technical department, right?
Right.
Yeah. All people backstage are also in the customer service because they are supporting us delivering an excellent customer service. So again, we are all in customer service. Do we have Mr. Salah with us? Mr. Salah, can you talk on your mic?
Yes. Good morning, sir. How are you? Sorry, I had some issues with the internet and upgrading the Zoom, but I'm fine now.
Great. Which department you're working at, Mr. Salah?
I'm in the commercial department,
and
I'm looking after the pre-sales function.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, we have Warren. Are you with us?
Hi, good morning. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in the service desk department. It's under customer services. So basically just handle order management.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent. Anybody left did not introduce himself or herself? Anybody left?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. Yes, it's me.
Ben Ali.
Thani Al-Kuwari. Yes, Thani Al-Kuwari.
Yeah, Al-Kuwari. Yeah.
Yes.
Which department are you working at, sir?
I am head of Jina service.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, then welcome to our session, one of the most important courses that we deliver at Pioneers. It's a customer excellence program, how to be competitive in this market, very competitive market. So we have to leverage our customer service. My name is Jamil Dababne. I'm the trainer today. We're gonna share our experience together. It's not kind of lecture. You will see that it's not like definitions or mentioning points or like that. It's kind of sharing experience together in order to be competitive in this, let's say, VUCA market. It's volatile, uncertain, it's complex, and it's also ambiguous. Everything is changing in our world, so we have to be up to the standard. I believe that QNBN is going to launch the 5th generation. Am I right? Soon?
Sorry, what do you mean by the 5th generation?
The 5th generation, the kind of the 5th generation. I mean,
No, actually,
the
actually, we
5G?
are passive. We are passive. We are not active.
Okay. I checked your website that you're gonna do something in the coming months, like improving your services in terms of introducing new products or new services. So again, it's a kind of uncertain market. So we have to be up to the standard of competing with the local and major international companies. I just finished conducting to some other competitive companies in the telecom industry. Again, they are also trying to do the same thing. So it's not enough to be good. You have to be continuously good. I mean, to be competitive, you have to be very good, even just to be above the competitors. Let's start with a brain teaser example or a brain teaser test, just to make everybody comfortable with the session. Check the mics, check the connection, and when we are ready, we're gonna start the presentation. Please look at the screen that I'm gonna share with you. I want you together to add these numbers that I'm gonna show you on the screen. It's just a brain teaser, just to begin our morning today with a brain teaser. These are the figures. Let's say it's in real. You have to add them together. I want to hear your voices adding these numbers on the screen. Let's start with the 1,000. What's the sum now?
1,040.
1,040. Do you agree, everybody? Take your time. It's not a kind of calculation quiz. It has a different message. You will see at the end of this exercise. So 1,040 riyals. Now?
2,040.
2,040. I need everybody to participate.
2070.
2070. Now, is it
3,070.
3,070 now? Mr. Salah, Ms. Ghaida.
3,090.
3,090.
Okay, 3,090.
4,090.
4,090.
5,000.
Excellent. So you did say 5,000. Unfortunately, it's a wrong answer. The right answer is 4,100. You can do this exercise with whom you want to give this example to. You will see that almost everybody will answer 5,000. I don't know why, but it's kind of assumptions. We usually assume in our left brain to round up the numbers. When I say, let's go back, when I say 4,090, and then I add 10 riyals, the 4,090 will become 4,100, right? Am I right?
I didn't get it.
You said 5,000.
Yes.
Because you rounded when we came up to 4,090, and then we add 10, you said 5,000. No, 4,090 plus 10 equals 4,100.
Yes, 4,100.
Right? This is a kind of brain teaser example that I usually give at the beginning of my courses. Most of the answers came up as 5,000. It's a kind of assumptions. Maybe we used to do some kind of assumptions, and this is very dangerous, by the way, in customer service. Don't assume. It's kind of, let me ask you, Ms. Ghaida, another question for you. If I tell you Mary's father has 5 daughters, their names are Nana, Nuna, Nini, Nani. What is the 5th daughter's name?
Mary.
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 Now you did not assume. Now you think, okay, Mary's father has 5 daughters. Okay, then the 5th daughter, it should be Mary. It's not like Nanu or Nina or something like that. Excellent. This is a kind of paradox between the left brain and the right brain. Left brain give us assumption. Right brain think out of the box, like, okay, it's not always, it's a kind of trick or something like that. Even in Arabic, I used to do this exercise. I told some of my colleagues, like, Abu Ali عنده 5 أولاد أو 4 أولاد مسميهم رمضان، شعبان، شوال، شو اسم الرابع؟
هقول لك رجب.
راح يقول لك رجب. معظمهم بيجاوبوا رجب. بس متأكد بقول لك رجب 100%. واحد مرة بيقول لي عيد. قلت له اوكي مش بس من فين جبتوا منها؟ قال لأنه هي السيكونس. قلت له بس أبو علي مسميهم هيك، يمكن أبو علي مسميهم بطريقة مختلفة. ضليت أقول له أبو علي. Again he kept saying the same thing, like Rajab, Dhul Qa'dah, Shawwal. Then when I gave him the answer, he said, oh, Abu Ali, then he should be Ali. Again, don't assume. This is our message at the beginning of this training. Don't assume, nothing taking for granted at the level of the customer. So let's switch off our left brain and start using our right brain, the creative brain, the out of the box brain, sometimes we call it the eureka or aha. Let's in Arabic we say وجدتها. How to make our company more attractive to the customers, how to make our services better, how to be the first mover in the market, to develop new products and new facilities. So let's start our session with the main concept of our training is, I'm trying to share the screen with you. Please confirm that you can see the screen now. You can participate in the chat, or you can also use your voice. I believe that you're in your offices right now. Are you working now? I mean, you're at your offices, or you're taking the training course in a different place?
No, I am home actually.
Okay, great. So you're taking this course at home, or it's not?
Yes.
No. Is it the case for all?
Yes, all of us.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Great. I look forward to go back to face-to-face training, because really it's different. It's much more effective to have on-site training. hopefully one day we're gonna meet in Qatar. I was talking to Mr. Arif. I told him I used to conduct courses to Al Jazeera Training Center before the COVID, but hopefully we're gonna go back to face-to-face. Do you agree that face-to-face is better, or are you comfortable with the online?
Of course, face-to-face is better.
Yeah.
Where are you located, sir?
I'm located in Jordan, actually.
Oh,
no.
okay. والنعم والله.
والنعم منك، الله يخليك.
الله يبارك فيك.
تسلم.
هو صلاح اردني الان بعد من عندكم.
والله.
اردني استرالي نص.
اردني متنكر.
مشان هيك انبسط، مشان هيك استأنس فيك انبسط.
اي والله بدنا الكورس يطول.
تسلم. ثانك يو.
تسلم حبيبي، يعطيك العافيه.
الله يعافيك.
اذا عايز انا بجيك الاردن وبقعد معك عادي. ايش قلت؟
يا ريت. انا قصدي يعني فيس تو فيس، مش شرط انه بس انا اجي على قطر، انتم بتشرفونا كمان بعمان.
ايوه افضل، اذا احنا نسافر افضل من انت تجي. ايش رايك؟
اي والله نجيك الحين لو حبيت.
يا ريت والله. I'm really expressing some kind of يعني frustration that really I want to go back to face on site, because I have different exercises. We have to do it. You have to write down some answers, put them on the wall. يعني more activities. But again, maybe soon we're gonna go back to on-site training. Again, this is a picture I took from your site. Is this your colleague, the one you see on the screen? Is it one of your colleagues, or is it this your booth, or no?
شكله برهان، هاي كأنه برهان ولا؟
I cannot recognize him actually.
Really? But is this your booth?
No,
it looks like EMC. No.
EMC. Okay.
No, it's not.
Convention that you maybe participated in, but again, it represents some kind of evolution in our telecom industry. Really, you have to be in a fast pace to cope up with the customer service in this industry. So the importance of customer experience management is that in a highly competitive, dynamic market, you have to provide differential customer experience. Not only to be different, I mean, in terms of how, but again, you have to be maybe the first mover to get into new products faster than maybe other competitors. So in a VUCA, or let's say a volatile industry, the only competitive advantage for your company is to have a better customer service. So organizations should, I mean, visit their strategy, their structure, their function every now and then. So they maybe try to rebuild relationships with customers. Nothing granted right now. Even the loyalty of the customers, you know that, I don't know if you agree that customers loyalty are getting lower and lower. I mean, customers, maybe they change between companies for some kind of benefits or a few reals. They change from company to company because they don't have really a big loyalty to a company. It's a kind of who's giving me better service, who's giving me better benefits. Or yesterday I was finishing a training course with a bank. They told me that some customers are negotiating with us on withdrawing their account, going to another bank just for a few benefits, like giving some gimmicks or gifts or something like that. So loyalty is not really guaranteed these days. Do you agree about that?
Yes, I do myself.
Yeah. So it's a kind of very, let's say, complex market in terms of that customers are looking for more benefits from other other companies. Also, your industry, by the way, your industry is called oligopoly. Oligopoly, it's not monopoly. It's kind of oligopoly because there are few. I don't know, in Qatar, do you have many competitors, or QNBN is the monopolistic, let's say, company?
For QNBN, it's the only one who's providing dark fiber services. So there's no actually competition in terms of technology and the type of network that we have. But the competition is actually on a different technology. It's not the same technology that we use. So the competition is a bit lower than usual. However, the market is open, I guess, and other companies can come into play by purchasing a certificate or something from the government. So we could have a competitor anytime. And yes, you are right. There's no loyalty with customers, especially in the telecom industry, whereby technology has changed, that customer can change their service provider anytime from the convenience of their portal, whether they are using a PC or a phone. They can choose their service provider just by a second switch between service providers. That's the way it's been happening in the broadband industry worldwide.
Thank you, Mr. Salah, for giving us a clear vision about what's going on in your industry. And again, it's a very good strategy that you're anticipating getting some competitors entering to the market, and you are working on customer service. Even you are the only player in some kind of products. Do you remember in Jordan when we used to have the only company, Eتصالات الأردنية, they were really no customer service at all.
Absolutely, they don't have to.
No customer service at all, that they are guaranteed that they're gonna have your membership or account, or literally they have no customer service. Now, when they became Orange, so they started to change their image into a better customer service company. They are competing with the two others. So it's called monopolistic. Like it's similar like to the oil industry. You have few companies working together in this industry. It's not like when I train some companies, they have a competitive market of many competitors, like hundreds of competitors. So this again may comfort you that, okay, I should not be so into customer service until the competition became more and more fierce. So but as we mentioned in this slide, that the only competitive advantage that you can guarantee is delivering customer service on a high level. So the most important asset of any organization, as we as we discussed in the beginning, that the customers are the most important asset of your organization, and every organization, by the way. And there are two types of customers: internal customers, the employees, and the external customers, which sometimes we call them clients, or sometimes in other organizations they call them consumers, or sometimes customers, depending on the product or service. Anybody can figure out what is the story in this picture that I'm sharing with you? I want to demonstrate the concept that customer-centric philosophy and strategy should be discussed, or should be cascaded all over the company. Even the office boy, even the valet, even the let's say the backstage employees working on the tech. Can anybody tell me the picture taken from what? Anybody remember the story of NASA in the 60s when President at that time, JF Kennedy, visited NASA? Does it ring any bell? Okay, I'll tell you the story, and maybe you can tell me what is the take-home message from that. It's in the 60s when the Cold War was really fierce. The JF Kennedy, the president of the United States, visited NASA, and he met a janitor working at NASA, and he asked him, "What's your job here? What are you doing here? What's your job?" Does anybody know what was the answer of the janitor?
I think I've read about it in social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically the janitor said he's working for the man who will go to the moon. Yeah.
Right.
So that's his purpose.
Right. So the mission, or it was actually the vision of NASA, is to put a man on the moon before the Soviet Union at that time trying to put a man on the moon. So the janitor unexpectedly he answered, "Sir, I'm here helping to put a man on the moon." So even the janitor knows the strategy of the company. Do you believe that if I come to QNBN offices or shops and ask the one like the security or the, I don't know if you have a valet or a customer service representing the, let's say, al-murahib at the door, if I ask him what is the slogan of QNBN, what is your slogan? What does it mean? The logo of your company? What is the strategy of your company? Do you believe he might answer, or she? Frankly. Do you have a logo, by the way? Do you have a theme?
Yeah, we have, but I don't think he will answer.
He will not answer.
Also, some of the employees will not answer.
By the way, Ms. Ghaida, what is the, can you explain the logo? I saw your logo and I didn't understand what does it mean. Or do you have a theme? Like, for example, when I tell you, مو أنت وأنت جوعان, مو أنت وأنت جوعان, or it's not you when you're hungry. What is this slogan represent? I mean, which brand?
Snickers.
Snickers, right. It gives you wings. يعطيك جوانح.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Take a break.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. See, you. I mean.
ما شاء الله غايدة كل شيء بالشوكولا ولا ما شاء الله عليك.
So what is the theme of QNBN?
Well, that's a hard question.
Why? I expect that you know your theme or logo, or sometimes it's we call it a jingle. You know the jingle? Like, for example, when I tell you ta-ra-ta-ta-ra, what jingle this sound represents? Ta-ra-ta-ta-ra.
McDonald's.
Huh?
لا.
I'm not good at my voice is not so clear about this jingle, but it represents McDonald's. نحن نحبه. We're loving it. For example, in Jordan, when we hear the jingle, the music of certain companies, they without saying the name of the company will automatically we're gonna know the company. Like for example, Zain has some kind of jingle. Orange has a different jingle. Omnia has no jingle. Sometimes they are only concerned about the slogan, theme, slogan, logo. Sometimes the campaign has a logo. Like as I told you before, that when I say it's not you when you're hungry, or مو أنت وأنت جوعان, you'll remember Snickers. So again, the theme represent the vision of the company into customer service. Most of the companies, they will choose something like لسنا الوحيدون ولكننا المميزون. It's a kind of raising my expectations, يعني raising my expectations that I will expect something really huge without naming the company. It's one of the telecom companies. They have this slogan. When I enter their shops, I expected really to be, as a customer, to be pampered, really pampered. But what I discovered is really a very, let's say, a very usual kind of service. I try to give you a snapshot of what happened. I entered the shop. The customer service employee, she was sitting on her desk, and when I say يعطيك العافية, السلام عليكم لو سمحتي, she did not answer. She did not even answer. And after saying that a few times, she said, yes, how may I help you? But her voice was not like she's trying to help me. It's like, yes, how may I help you? And her, no even eye contact with us, with me. Yani. So she was saying in a dull voice, yes, how may I help you? I told her, I expect really that you are customer service here, and you are not busy doing something else, and you are here to help me. I have something to ask you. So she started to explain why she's busy or something like that. What do you think about this experience in terms of a customer like me? What do you think? And their slogan is really very high stand, raising the bar, that I'm gonna expect something really. They put a picture, a young lady doing this. It's like we are going to put you in our eyes. It's a kind of Arabic slogan that really you're gonna serve you in an extraordinary way.
It's a bad experience, but يعني maybe I will think it represents this employee like herself. I will not generalize it for the whole company. يعني. I'll ask them to fix it, or I'll complain. If she didn't, like if they didn't help me, then it will be like a bad, like the whole company will be like, I have an idea that it's offering bad service.
But you know, Ms. Aidan, this is the only customer representative that I saw. So I don't know if she's upset with her manager, or she is not getting paid well, or what I saw, that this company is giving us slogans of customer service, raising our expectations of extraordinary service. And the moment of truth, وقت الحقيقة, the moment of truth, I was really shocked. Why did you raise my expectations that you'll be pampered? I mean, it's like giving us a promise that you're gonna fix my connection within 2 days. After 2 days, I will start saying that you were having a bad really service. You are lying on your customers. I mean, really raising expectations in the slogan is raising the bar for the customers and expecting much more than the reality. Again, it's all about customer-centric strategy. A workshop with Orange, I saw something really good in terms of employees' commitment toward customer service. They all sign on the promises they are going to give to their customers. They sign it. They sign it's kind of contract that ownership that I'm committed to our customers, that we are going to do this and that. Can you see the signature on the commitments of Orange? Can you see it? I'm sharing the screen, by the way. Is it freezed, or can you see the?
Yes, we can see the signatures, but
Yes.
we cannot see what's written.
Well, it's kind of confidential, maybe. Actually, it's published, but again, it's. I'm gonna give just an example that really you have to have the customer service employees commitment, ownership. احنا بنقول حتى ادق على صدره يعني انه عندي الموضوع انا I believe in that. They should know that customers are paying their salaries. It's a very, very hard sentence when you say to somebody, listen, customers are paying your salary. If you are not gonna serve them well, you will not, by the end of the day, you will not get your salary paid. It's a fact. So again, customer-centric organization, it's a must. It's not a fantasy or something that, okay, or you give like credit for that, okay, you're serving your customer well. You should, I mean, you should, but the name of the game is how to serve them better than others. So this will get us into the service industry. The service industry, by the way, service marketing is one of the main modules that I'm conducting in MBA syllabus. It's one of really most challenging module, because somebody will think of themselves that no, we're not doing services, we're selling you products. But again, whatever your marketing, service is the main component. Even if you're selling a product, for example, a pharmaceutical company, they used to tell me that we're selling medications. But no, actually, they are not selling medication. They are selling a service of helping others getting healthy through this service, through this product. So again, everybody is in service. Does anybody know what the 7 P's of service mean? The 7 P's? Any marketing background or business administration, bachelor degree holders? You know
maybe performance is one of them.
You know, P is the most used letter in our industry.
In business, yeah.
Business, yeah. But here I was trying to mention the 4 P's and then add the 3 new P's. The 4 P's are product, price, promotion, and the place.
Okay.
These are what we call the marketing mix. The marketing mix. Marketing mix, they used to say that you should have a good product or any product or service. I mean, like your portfolio of services, good quality, also at good price. So the second P is the price. The third P is the promotion. If you do not promote your products, like I see in the pictures here, like public relations, booth in a convention, advertising, sales rep. Do you have, by the way, I don't know, Mr. Salah, do you have sales on fleet? I mean, they go promoting your products or visiting companies. Do you have something like that? Sales direct?
Not per se. We have account managers actually that they are responsible for named accounts. That's what we have. It's not like other telecom service providers who has a sales fleet that they go everywhere. It's not like that. We focus on corporates rather than end users or subscribers. So that's why it's account managers who look after named accounts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you focus on the end user, you said? On the end user?
Not on the end user. It's an account rather than end user or subscriber, as they call it in telecom.
Yeah, but you already in the future to maybe change your strategy and going after the end user if necessity comes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We might be actually, when the company started, used to focus on subscribers as residential subscribers or potential subscribers. But then the strategy changed to focus on corporates rather than individuals.
Okay. You analyze your market and you know how to زي ما بيحكوا بالعربي نعينا تؤكل الكتف.
Supposedly.
But things will change maybe in the future. You remind me with an example. We used to talk with the MBA students about that sometimes companies, they go after the end user, even if the end user is not really the one who's making the decision to buy or not to buy. It's not the decision maker, or she's not the decision maker. The example was like this. A merchandiser in a company selling cornflakes, they used to put the cornflakes on the fourth shelf in the market, targeting the parents, the mother or the father, who will decide if this cornflakes is good for their child to buy it. But do you know the rest of the story? What did the merchandiser do?
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
If you relate to your comment, Mr. Salah, that they go after the end user. Who's the end user? The child.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
The merchandiser brought the I'll change the shelf from the fourth shelf up to the first shelf. Who will see the first shelf?
That's the children.
Children. So the child will start nagging. He will not know about the contents of this. Is it good for his health or not? He will see something like a SpongeBob or Barney drawing on this package. He will start nagging. Please, mom, let me buy this. Please, 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 please. Then the mom the decision maker will be convinced under their nagging that they are. So sometimes we go to the end user, although they are not the decision makers, because they will pressure on the decision makers to get your product. I don't know if it was clear about this. I mean, it's an example that it's an example that we can apply in different industry, by the way. In pharmaceutical, they do the same. They go to the patient, convince the patient, then the patient go to the doctor and tell them, doctor, I heard about this product. Can you? Then the doctor will ask the pharmacist to the pharmacy beside his office that to bring this product. The pharmacy will ask the company for an order.
Right.
We call it push and pull strategy. So if you go to the end user, it's a it's a pull strategy. It's like pulling. Now you're doing the push. You go to the institutions, the big, say, companies, you convince them, then they will go and push their product on their employees or members of this company. Yeah, it's a different strategies and different, by the way, different mix of strategies. Promotion for the end users is different than the promotion to the, let's say, the big ones, the retailers, sometimes we call them. So again, price, promotion, place, and product. We have in service 3 additional P's. Can you figure out those additional P's? Very important. We mentioned, by the way, one of the P's at the beginning of this this session.
People.
People are the most important P among all the P's. People, the staff, the employees. Yeah, people. By the way, Mr. Warren, if you go to any facility delivering customer service, like for example, medical, and you see the doctor or the pharmacist or the nurse addressing something, it's not tidy, not clean, his let's say, he's not really giving you the first impression. You will relate to their service that they're gonna have bad service. Am I right?
Which are they? Nurses? Well, they could be working if they're dirty.
Yeah, but
so you have to analyze first why they are like that. Not necessarily conclude that these guys are dirty, so their service must be bad. So you have to.
If let's say if you go to a gym and you see your personal trainer in a bad shape, he's not really fit. Are you convinced with his service as a personal trainer motivating you of doing some kind of consultation, how to...
So you are talking about the first impression.
First impression, yeah, right. One of the most important thing about people is the first impression. If I let's say, I'll give you an example in our market in Jordan. If I go to Zain and I talk to an employee of Zain, and after I discuss with him their services, I ask him for his cell phone, and he starts telling me, okay, write down my cell phone number 078, which represents Omnia. Different. Can you really understand or empathize with this employee that he's working in a company and he's using the service of other company? Can you really? I mean, nobody can understand that someone who's really promoting his services are loyal to other companies' services. He's using the service of his competitor or her competitor. I mean, I saw that all the time. I went to a shop trying to buy a car. Actually, it was a French car. So when I start talking to the customer service employee, I noticed that he's putting a medallion, Sierra. He's driving Toyota. So I asked him, what make is your car? He said, no, I don't drive French cars. I like Toyota. And then he continued telling me about Renault. What do you think my reaction will be?
He doesn't trust his product.
Right. So my let's say customer loyalty comes from
the customer service representative.
Yeah. Exactly, from the employee loyalty. As one of you mentioned, sometimes maybe Ms. Ghaida said that maybe he's not happy or she's not happy, the customer service employee is not happy with the company, and I don't care. I'm a customer. The only thing I care about that you are telling me something that you don't even believe in. So happy employee, happy customer, loyal employee, loyal customer at the end of the day. So let's say, I don't know if you'll be happy with this slogan, customer is always right, but employees come first. If you see Virgin Airlines, do you know the Virgin Airlines? Sir Richard Branson, by the way, is really giving us a very good example that he's putting his employees ahead of the customers, because he believes that if an employee is really happy, satisfied, convinced, trust their brand, he will promote his product very well. So that's why we are investing in customers, training them, orient them, attract the right people, motivate the right people into our organization, but sometimes firing the let's say the unqualified or the bad attitude employee, because he will harm the brand much more than any other factor. So people are the fifth P in our strategy into customers or service marketing industry. Can you figure out can you venture a guess what is the sixth P? I really want others to participate if you feel comfortable. Mr. Arif, Mr. Arif, we did not hear from you from the beginning. Can you guess what is the sixth important P into our, I mean, getting more of a service marketing?
Did we mention a product?
Yeah, we mentioned the product. Yeah, I know that if you have like a fiber product that really very fast connection, this is really a good thing to promote.
Performance.
Performance, it's related to maybe people and the product, performance of the product, and also performance of the people, the technical people. Think of other things that might affect me as a customer. If I enter your store or your shops or your
price.
Branding.
Did we mention price?
What was that?
Price.
Oh, we mentioned the price. You are correct, but price mentioned. That's
Branding.
What's that, Mr. Kawari?
Branding.
Branding with B. Branding is part of the product. But by the way, branding, one of the most interesting course that I give at some universities is the branding. Branding, it's all what you are about. I mean, by the end of the day, you are the brand. In customer service, you are the brand. I mean, branding, as we said, the slogan is a brand, theme is a brand, logo is the brand, a kind of branding, the name representing the brand, but it's not one single thing that represents the brand. The brand is everything we talk about is a brand. For example, when we used to say Apple, what does Apple brand makes you think about, Mr. Al-Kawari? When I say Apple, give me one word. What does it mean, Apple, to you? iPhone, okay. So you mentioned you relate the product to the brand. Okay.
The famous product with them.
I'm sorry?
The famous product is iPhone.
Yes. The iPhone, iPad, iPod,
yes.
iTunes.
Products. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. The late Steve Jobs really did a great job promoting Apple. He's really a big loss. You know, do you know that Steve Jobs is actually Syrian descent? His name, his original name is Mus'ab al-Gandali. Do you know that? He's a Syrian descent from Hims. But he really represents Apple in a very good way. That when you say anything with iTunes, iPad, iPod, iPhone, yeah, you remember Apple, and this is a good example of product representing the brand. But again, when I said, for example, Mercedes, what does it mean for you? Branding Mercedes. One word.
Popular.
سيد عارف ايش حكيت عفوا؟
Popular.
Top.
Sorry.
بالعربي يعني ايش مثلا؟
It's popular product. Popular.
Popular. Okay. Some countries, when you say Mercedes, okay, it's really expensive. It's not that good car. In our
quality.
Jordan, when you say Mercedes, oh, luxury. Or sometimes we call it the durable. Durable. It's really durable. معمر. يعني you can rely on. But it's not the case in other countries. See, branding is different things for different people. But let me ask you, did you make any survey asking people, when I mention QNBN, what, give me just one word, connect words. What usually people think about when you mention QNBN?
Loose.
What's that?
Just kidding. It's connectivity.
Again, Mr. Salah.
Connectivity.
Connectivity. Okay. So again, you connect the brand with the function. See?
Yeah.
Sometimes we connect the brand with something bad. Mr. Arif, you will, Mr. Salah, you will know what I'm talking about.
Yes, of course.
When we used to say Alia Airlines, people will think that, okay, Alia, it will be a delayed flight, because Alia is an acronym for always late in arrival. For example, yeah, they used to say, okay, Alia will not come on time. Royal Jordanian really tried to change this perception, because sometimes, like when you say French cars like Renault, they say, okay, Renault, high prices of maintenance, and high prices of parts. For example, you connect something with something. Sometimes they do it like in a slogan, like in Arabic they call اللي عنده رينو الله يعينه, something like that. Again, branding, as was mentioned by you, it's a part of perception. Another P, perception, perceiving quality. It's not sometimes that the reality, but again, it will affect your reality. If people start talking about QNBN as really, for example, a high-priced company, it will be the perception, the perceptual, the positioning in their brains that this is a good quality or high quality, high price company. If, for example, another company enter this market, they offer low prices, they will say, okay, maybe low price, low quality. It's like comparing a Chinese car or let's say Lada to Mercedes. Different positioning in our minds. So you get me into something really interesting, the branding of the company. But again, people are the most important branding tool. You are the brand, by the way. So can you mention another P? I'll put it on the screen, and you
might be process.
Yeah, process. This is the 7P. Yes, the process. The process is very important. If, for example, you experience something that, like I experienced during a mystery shopper, I went to a shop that really the procedure or the process was tedious. In order to get your, your line fixed at home for ADSL at that time, you have to go into a very tedious procedure of documentations, multi-shops, multi-employees, different floors. We go up, we go down. You have to come to their shops. Even their product is good, connectivity is fair, let's say. Price are really cheap. I can't say cheap, let's say cost effective. But the process was tedious. What do you think about my experience? At the end of the day, if the people are good and the process is bad, do you think that will affect you as an employee? Let's take some others that did not participate in this discussion. I'm sorry. Mr. Salah, what do you think about the process and the procedure, إجراءات, process procedures? Let's say your procedures are really, you have to do a long procedure to get your line fixed.
Yes.
But you as a person, really, I like you. I like your service. But the process is really difficult. I mean, it's like different steps go up and down, bring something from the government, should stamp it from somewhere else. Does this affect your customer service?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely it will. Because if he likes us and likes our products, we need to deliver at the fastest pace that the customer expects. And if we don't, he might settle down to the second second best quality, just to get his product on time, because people are tied to time always. So process is very important, I guess.
Process sometimes will get your customer terminate the contract with you because it's a tedious one. Although you as a person, you are the staff, you are the people of this organization, I really like you, but again, process. Do you agree, Ms. Fatma, about this issue? That the process, and what is your process? Is it process easy to be friendly? Friendly, user-friendly. Can I do the subscription online? Can I do it? Can I pay online? can I do all the job of renewal my contract online with the QNBN? Is it easy? Do you describe your process of customer service as a user friendly? Do you agree, Ms. Fatma? Ms. Fatma, are you with us? Mr. Mador, if you can put on chat also any kind of comment if you want.
No, it's not easy.
It's not easy. So you confess that you are giving your customer a hard time subscribing to your I mean
يعني والله شوف انا في الجيران السيرفس لكن في الناس يكتب منهم يعني في القسم نفسه يمكن يفيدونك اكثر يعني خاصه الشباب في الكوميرشال يعني
شوبر هاي بدها واحد
الصراحه وعارف هم يفيدونك اكثر اتوقع.
I would like to thank you that you are frank. I mean, you're trying to assess your process as and the procedures in order to improve them. You know, some companies that we train them, they did something really tremendous. They reduced the steps of getting something renewal from seven steps into one-stop shop. One person, you get contact with one person, one step, and your job is done. Yeah, I mean, it's the governmental sector, by the way, really you have to raise the chapeau to them. That really is getting better and better. When you go to some governmental institutions that really start implementing the customer service journey programs, they improve the steps, they reduce the steps into some kind of one-stop shop. One person, talk to them and talk to him or her, and your objective will be met. The last one.
But our contract, yes, you talk about millions. You cannot sign the contract by online. That's why. So you have to come to our company to sign the contract because you talk about millions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, in your service.
Yeah, yes, this is the one reason I think so. You have to sign by normal way, not online.
Yeah. So you're negotiating a big contract. So sometimes you take your time, back and forth until you.
Yes, that's why our process is very long. I think because you talk about a big projects.
You're dealing with elite customers or big customers, or sometimes we say major accounts, big accounts, key accounts. But there is a course called Key Account Management and how to negotiate with the key account management. By the way, this is really interesting when it comes to negotiating with a key account. Do you go to their offices or they come to your office?
Yeah, both ways. Both ways. We either meet in their offices, but usually first-hand meeting is at the customer side usually.
What do you think, Mr. Salah, about meeting in their offices when you negotiate something like your contract with the big customer at their offices? Do you feel pressure that you are at their offices زي ما بيحكوا بالعربي انت على ارضهم جمهورهم؟
No, not really. It's actually more welcoming by the customer that you are attending to their office. It's kind of gesture from us being in their office and trying to offer our services to them, whatever it is. Being care about their business needs and whatever. So so it's more effective, I guess, to be on customer side rather than the customer be on your side.
Okay.
At the first hand.
Discussion.
Maybe later on they would like to come and see with their own eyes how do you do your business on a daily basis, like to look at your facilities, your offices, employees, meet the top management or whatever. But yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, very interesting discussion. Actually, I had the same discussion a few days ago with a company. They negotiate big accounts like you yourself, and they told me something really interesting. They go at the beginning to the customers' offices to negotiate. This is a kind of gesture, as you said, and kind of let's say make it easy to the customers. But at the end, when they sign the contract, they invite them to visit their company, because in terms of negotiation, when you are negotiating on the customer's land, let's say, as we say in football, playing on other team field, so it will be better if you sign the contract at your office, because you will be the one with the most powerful in getting your terms met. I mean, your demands met. Again, it's a process, multi-step process. I remember one of the banks that when I used to work as a regional sales manager for a company, a bank manager called me on my phone and he said, "Can I come to your office?" I said, "Oh, you're welcome, but what are you going to discuss with me?" He said, "I'm gonna offer you all of our services without coming to our branch. I'll come to your office. I know that you have sales reps, you have big staff, you need cars for your field staff, and you need some loans for other, you need salary to be transferred, you need, even we have a courier related to our bank. We can offer you all these services at the convenience of your office without coming to our hub. If one of your employees want a credit card, no problem. I will send one of my employees to, let me come to your office and explain that to you." He came, and at the end of the day, he got a contract with me that he took the whole account. He took the whole account because he really, it was even more than a gesture. It was really a good move into helping me be more comfortable, getting ease with the procedure and the process. Great. But the last one mentioned on the screen is the physical evidence. I don't know if it is applicable to your company. Do you have shops or just a company dealing with elite customers or major customers? Do you have shops?
No, we don't actually.
Don't have shops.
No.
But those who have shops, the physical evidence is really very important. What is the physical evidence? If you visit, for example, let's name some of the competitors. If you visit Orange, it's different than Zain. Physical evidence is the layout of the branch, the kind of hospitality you get when you, do you have parking, or is that, say, valet, somewhere to park my car, get to your company? And do you have free internet while I'm waiting to get served? Do you have like دلة قهوة وتمر? Do you have comfortable seats? Do you have AC, air-conditioned environment? Do you have televisions set up all over the place to watch something until I get served. All these are the physical evidence. Back in the days when we have the monopoly, and Mr. Salah maybe remember that time when you used to stand up in line to pay our bill to the telecom company, standing a big row, maybe queue outside the company in the heat or in the cold, waiting to get served. Now you get into some branches, it's like a very hospitable environment. Seats are really comfortable, free internet. Some companies, they offer donuts and a kind of cookies, coffee, and free internet when you're there until you get your subscription renewal. Everything, the valet, your car is really in a safe place. What do you think about the physical evidence? Does it add to the service, customer service? I really want others to participate in this discussion. Mr. Arif, what do you think about the hospitality of the company, like all that I have mentioned? Is it important?
Actually, it's important, and having friendly user interface and hospitality, it makes the customer more comfortable and feeling like he's in his house.
Right.
So it will help.
Right. By the way, we can give the credit to the major banks right now. They are leading the physical evidence element. I mean, they transform the banks into really a very nice experience of hospitality.
Like going hotel.
Yeah. Do you agree? Do you have some really banks you have good experience when you get into the bank? You get really feeling the comfortable that you are at home, even better than getting at home, because you have something offered to you free of charge, but really makes you less tension when it comes to customer service. Like, for example, you have your car parked for free in a safe place, and when you enter the bank, you'll get welcomed by we call it مرحب, and you wait in a waiting room where you have especially in the hot conditions, like water, coffee, juice, donuts, and you sit in a comfortable chairs waiting for your let's say for the teller. When it comes to your turn, you feel like a very good experience. You get out of the bank, take your car, and you give them very good review. Do you have this at your office in Qatar?
You mean in our QNBN office or in general?
Yeah, sometimes, as Mr. Salah said, that sometimes the big customers, the big clients, come to your office. Do you feel they?
Yeah, actually, we have a private parking for our customers.
Yeah, I mean, they feel really, as you said, at home, hospitality at home.
Most how.
Yeah. Excellent. I just mentioned the 7 P's of service. This is taken from one of the best books in service marketing. The author is Livelock. He's pioneer in service marketing industry. So, and he's a very good speaker, by the way. We're going to mention another speaker called Kaufman, Ron Kaufman. Have you heard about Ron Kaufman? I think he visited Qatar for a lecture. Have anybody attended a lecture on customer service for Ron Kaufman? No? I'm going to mention what he exactly said in these lectures, but we're going to have to break right now for it's the only break actually, but it's sufficient enough to take your break and have your coffee, maybe do some calls or some emails. So we're gonna break for half an hour, and if you have any question before we break, you have any questions?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Sarat. Thanks for those who really participated, and I really encourage the others to really participate in this discussion. It's not kind of a training, it's only kind of discussion about how to leverage our services at QNBN. Okay, now time is, I might put the screen, or we can say, it's the same time in Qatar and in Jordan. It's almost 10:30. We're gonna break until 11. Sounds good?
Okay, very good.
Thanks. Thanks for your.
Thank you. See you then.
All right, then. See you soon. Bye.
Okay, so we said that the moment of truth is the moment that the customer will see, is your promise that we have said that our promise is to deliver service quickly, or a good price, economic price, or fast connection, or some kind of promise. The brand is actually sometimes defined as a promise, or something that the customer expects from the company to do. If the moment of truth was not really up to the standards, now the conflict and the complaint will take place. If we see on the screen the service encounter actions, we sometimes do some kind of recovery to the bad service we have done, or sometimes we ask the customer to adapt to something because we can't do anything about it. Like, for example, they ask, why should I do this documentation to get this service? We can tell them the company is forced by the government to have this document filled so that you can get our service. Like, for example, in some countries there are some kind of VAT or taxes. The customer, when he complains or when she complains about the VAT, the value added tax, nothing we can do. We just have to explain that it's not us that we enforce this VAT. It's the government actually. How to do some kind of spontaneous reaction and coping with the problem and to solve it. The recovery, actually, we have in the psychology something we call them the big little things. It's actually acknowledge the problem. The first thing you should do, acknowledge. It's like in psychology, when you acknowledge something, you confess, and you tell the customer, if I were you, I really will be upset. For example, if we promise him to fix his line on Wednesday and your technical people did not get there, he called the company, or she called the company, and she complained about nobody showed up. Now, the first thing you should do as a customer service, you should acknowledge the problem. Don't deny it. acknowledge the problem. Does anybody know what in psychology acknowledging the problems do? I mean, acknowledging the problem makes people what? I mean, does it make them less aggressive? Does it make them less, or maybe maybe them more appreciated towards the company? For example, if you go on the street and you have you have the right to get into intersection, and somebody get into the intersection before you, and it's not his right or her right. So when she do something like this, I'm sorry, it's your right, I have to apologize to you. What is your reaction at that time? But if they acknowledge the problem, can anybody comment on this in terms of psychology? If anybody acknowledges the problem, confess. Any input on that? You as a customer, do you like if anything happened with you as a customer, that the customer provider acknowledges the problem?
Yes, you will be more comfortable. Actually, you will perceive that in a good way.
Yeah, and maybe the problem will be half solved actually.
Yeah, and they will calm you down.
Calm you. So calm. Okay, calm you down.
We faced this. We have one telecommunication provider, Orido. Like I think last week we had a drop in the service and the connection and whatever. So they post in their social accounts and they send messages. Then I think they provide us something like 1 week or 10 days of free data, you know, as like against this problem that happened, you know.
You compensated. So you acknowledged and you compensated with something, so they will get really a good experience out of it, right? Excellent. Yani you made another step, not just acknowledging the problem, but also compensate the customer for what happened. Did you know what happened if we ignore the problem or we deny the problem? What will happen with the customer usually? If we ignore, say, no, it's not the issue, didn't happen actually, or sometimes we minimize the effect. If the customers say, Orido say, they mentioned that you really disturbed our business. We went out of connection for 3 hours, and you told them on the phone, it's not that big problem, don't make it a big deal out of it. What do you think their reaction will be?
The disappointment.
Disappointment, Mr. Arif. They will be disappointed.
Maybe it will lead him to change the service provider.
Okay. And I will do that myself.
Exactly.
You know what? Sometimes if you do that in psychology, the customer will do something really amazing. I mean, he will start or she will start lying about, or let's say exaggerating the problem, so that to counteract what you have said. If you said to me, it's not that big a problem, it's just 2 hours, you will be disconnected, take it easy, man, it's not that big problem. I will tell you, no, I have a training, I'm a trainer, I can't be out of connection, disconnected for 2 hours. You know what happened? I have a big customers and I lost the account. I will start lying. Even if it's something, I will say some lies about what happened, in order to give you an idea that you made a big mistake. I mean, the consequences are huge, because you put me, as they said, you put me in the corner, as if you're telling me don't make it a big deal out of it. You are really not that important. Our service is not that important to you. Something like that. But if you acknowledge the problem, they say that half the problem is solved, because as Mr. Salah said, the customer will be calmed. The adrenaline will be reduced. You know, the adrenaline is secreted from the adrenal gland when something bad happened or something excited happened. When you say that, when you acknowledge the problem and you use the voice, low voice, don't raise your voice, because adrenaline, high voice increase the adrenaline. You'll say, oh, I'm really sorry about that. We acknowledge the problem. I know that you have been disconnected for 2 hours, and this might affect your service or your job. So I really apologize about that. Then you start explaining the causes. I mean, as a customer, I have the right to tell me why this has happened. You have to explain sincerely what really happened, and you apologize about it. And as Ms. Ghaida told us, that she compensated or upgraded the customer. Compensate and upgrade. This step should be really set beforehand, before the problem happened. For example, I used to work as a customer service in an institution. They trained me to give compensation according to the problem. For example, if you come to my shop and you told me, you promised me to deliver this service and I can't wait, you did not deliver your promise or kept your promise, so you're angry. I will apologize. I explain sincerely what happened, and then I will reach to my desk, take something we call the let's say freebies. I give you something like $10, $20, up to $100 as a compensation for what had happened. But don't give compensation much more than the problem, because this will make another problem in the future. People start to create some problems to get your compensation. Does it make sense? Does it make sense that people sometimes misuse the compensation of the company?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
And if I heard that QNBN compensated Ooredoo for something really amazing, compensation for a small problem, I will try to let's say create this problem, or sometimes customers lie. It's a reality. Sometimes the customers will lie about something to get compensated. So please really compensate the customer at the same level of the problem created. I mean, don't overcompensate. I will tell you something that happened with me. I really implement all I deliver in this course on my personal level. I traveled to Paris one time. I reached to a hotel, and I showed them my reservation. The man behind the desk, he said, Monsieur, معنا إنه the hotel is overbooked and we don't have any place to accommodate you. I was really shocked. I tried to make something big out of it. I showed him that I was devastated. I know he will compensate me. So I showed them that really I can do nothing now. Where should I go? he started to compensate. He apologized, actually. He acknowledged the problem. He said, we have no rooms. He apologized. He explained what happened. He said, your room was ready for you, but what happened, sir, that there was a leakage in the room, so we can't get you into this room. Then he started to compensate. The first thing he said, we upgrade you to a junior suite in one of our alliance, let's say, hotels. It's not nearby. It's far away, but they compensated me with a junior suite room rather than ordinary room. I tried to do something. I tried to show that I'm not satisfied, but inside I was really happy. But I showed him that, okay, I'm still confused. How can I get there? He started to زي ما بيحكوا بالعربي يرمي كرت تاني. He started to throw another card. He said, sir, I will ask a taxi to come and pick you up to the other hotel. Then I was really inside, I was really happy. I did something. I came out of this in a very good experience. But I said, okay, if I kept doing the same thing to show him I'm not satisfied, maybe he will give more compensation. You know what he did? He asked me to sit down in their restaurant, have a meal on the house for free, so I can wait for the taxi to come. I accepted that. I went to the restaurant. I ate something really expensive. I enjoyed it. And he kept looking at me as if it's he need to compensate to the level that I should go out of their hotel happy. Although I'm happy, but I didn't show that to him. He did something else. He came to me, he approached me with a card. He told me, how many days are you in Paris? I said, 4 days. He said, this is a card. It's a free access to all tourism sites. The Seine River, the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower, everything you want to access, this is a free access. He gave me this and he told me, please, sir, don't be mad at us. We are sorry, really. The taxi came. I went to the other hotel. I took the suite. I enjoyed everything he gave me. But what do you think about this story? Did he react well?
I think he was over.
Yeah.
He did over. Like he should have asked you whenever he give you a compensation, if you are satisfied or not, or try to figure out if this is enough or not. But he kept on giving and giving and giving, which is good news for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was he overcompensated you, I think, for that sense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, especially with the meal.
With the meal. the most important thing I really enjoyed.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Everything for free. I mean, it's like 200 euros free gift. I mean,
Wow.
really overreacting from his side. Do you agree, Ms. Ghaida, do you agree that it's overreacting to the compensation? Did you consider your reaction to Uridu as an overreaction, or it's really well thought? I mean, compensation. There is a problem and there's a compensation on the same level. Giving something free, for example, like we apologize for getting you disconnected. We give you like 1 month a free subscription, or will give you something free, like complimentary service that you did not even ask for. Everybody agree that this is a wrong reaction? Sometimes you will get some kind of intimidation. You get afraid that the customer will complain and will do something, so we'll start giving compensations. This is bad, because people will start doing things to get compensated. You should compensate on the same level. For myself, I'll be happy just to book me a hotel with a junior suite on other location. That's it. And I will put it on their website as a good experience. It's not a complaint. I will say this hotel did something amazing to me. He upgraded me. They upgraded me. The officer there upgraded me to a junior suite. That's it. Don't compensate more than required. This is my message to you, really, from different perspectives. In the Arabic world, I don't know if compensation is really anticipated. That's why maybe customers are really happy with even small compensation. Sometimes just acknowledging the problem and saying sorry is enough for many customers. They would say, oh, no problem, as if you're on the street and you take someone else's turn on the intersection. I will say, sorry, حط ايدك على راسك. أنا آسف، أنا حقك على راسي. You know what he will do? He will let you get in front of him just for apologizing. But in some countries, they really misuse the compensation. They ask for, they sometimes invent some kind of a problem to get in compensation. So be sure not to compensate, or as Mr. Salah said, don't overcompensate the customer for something that really does not need anything other than just acknowledging the problem and say apologize. And also I have one more comment. Don't apologize for something that you did not do. Like, for example, I want to apologize for having the government putting some tax on our service. Why should I apologize? It's not my fault to apologize. It's something governmental. This is the law. So for example, I remember training a company that they issue an invoice. The invoice has something written on them. It's a tax number. So the customer asked the employee, don't give me an invoice with a tax number. I don't want to pay the tax. The employee start apologizing. Sir, I'm so sorry, we have to put that. I'm so sorry, I can't do that. Sorry, I have to. You should not apologize for something. It's the law. It's not, it has nothing to do with you. It's about the law. So don't apologize about something that really, it's not your fault. But again, after you compensate, you can lay out options. Like, for example, if you remember Toyota, what they did when they introduced the Toyota hybrid, the brake system, the anti-block system, the ABS in some sort of cars, they really went out of order. So what they did, they apologized to the customer by calling them, and they said, we have two options. Either you can bring the Toyota back to our company and you take your money back in full, or you can bring your car to our company and we will fix that part, replace it on our own, I mean, without paying anything, and we'll give you another car to use it until we fix your car, and then you can get back and get your car fixed with no extra charge. Most people go with the second option, because they thought that really this company is respecting the customer. Do you know, after this problem, Toyota brand equity did not get affected by this problem. Actually, on the contrary, it was raised. They turned the problem into opportunity to tell the customer that we really respect our brand. When problem happened, we apologize, we acknowledge, we apologize, we compensate, we give you options, even the option to get your money back, no question asked, in full. That's what happened in Toyota. Really, they're amazing. No wonder they are #1 in car industry for maybe years and years. Do you agree with the reaction of Toyota, that even lay out options with different scenarios? Should we give the customer different scenarios to compensation if something happened? Mr. Kawari, you did not participate in this session. If you have your input, should we compensate by giving options or just one option? What do you think? Should we give options to compensate?
Yes, yes. Of course.
Options. Customer will choose something from it. But
yes,
options, yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of options, yes. Not
more,
one option.
I'll say like 2 or 3 options, not more than that, because sometimes many options will get distracted. زي ما بيقولوا بدك تحيروا خيروا. يعني it's give some options, so all the options will make the customer really get out of the problem as a good experience. They will put reviews that, okay, now today I called the QNBN and I complained about the disconnection, and they were really amazing. They did this and this, and they give me that. So they start talking what we call the share of voice in a positive way. What we should do also to take responsibility. You know what? Sometimes when I deal with a customer service employee, they pass the buck. You know, pass the buck. It's an idiom that they put the responsibilities on others. Like, whom did you talk to? I will tell you, I don't know. I talked to QNBN on the phone. I don't know the customer service. No, you have to go back and talk to the same person. I'm not responsible here for the other people mistakes. No. You are representing a company. You should take the responsibility of all the problem because you are an employee in this company. What you should not do, don't do it. Do's and don'ts. I mean, don't ignore the customer. Don't blame the customer. You know, sometimes they blame the customer. Like if sometimes I get disconnected, they would say, what did you do? Did you drop the router? Did you, for example, spill some water on it? They will start trying to solve the problem by blaming the customer. Sometimes the customer really is the source of the problem, but you should not blame them. You should يعني زي ما نقول احفظ ماء وجهه. يعني you should keep their dignity by asking them what really happened, and you listen to the customer. You know, in medicine, when it's a service industry, by the way, when a patient comes to the doctor, the first thing the doctor is trained to do will ask him what seems to be the problem. Even not only in the medical field, in the plumber field, for example, if a plumber comes to your house for a problem in the water cycle, They will ask you what seems to be the problem, and they will start listening what happened. Sometimes the customer is the one who created the problem by misusing something in that, but I should not blame him or her, but I have to fix the problem later. You should not also leave the customer to defend or fend him for himself, like blaming them, and okay, now he has, you put him or her on the in the corner and he should defend himself. Or sometimes they downgrade. Downgrade, it's like punishing. I literally saw that in a service company. A customer complained about the time. He said, I was sitting here, nobody helped me. Why you're taking so much time? You know what the customer service employee did? He took his file and put it even further down. Because he complained, he punished him by doing, okay, you complained, sit there, and I will make it more delay for you, without telling him that, but he's tried to, let's say, punish him. Or sometimes we act as if nothing is wrong. Yani ignore that. And please don't pass the buck. Don't tell me that it's not your fault, it's your colleague's fault. Or don't tell me that it's not your problem, it's the technical people fault. I don't care. I mean, I deal with a company. Sometimes in terms of adaptability, we should recognize the seriousness of the problem, acknowledge, and sometimes we should anticipate the problem. Anticipation, like, for example, anticipate something that will happen beforehand, and we start to put some solution for that to accommodate. Adaptability, we can't change about it, anything. We have to accommodate, to adjust the rules and regulation. By the way, we cannot change the law, but we can change the rules. You know the difference between rules and law. Law cannot be changed, never. Law, you cannot even, as if you break the law for the eyes of the customer. Can you do that? Can we break the law for the sake of the customer, because customer is always right? Can we do that?
أكيد لا.
أكيد لا. وأنا really I beg you not to do that, because some employees get really intimidated by the customer. They break the law. They will tell the customer, please, I'll do that, but don't tell anybody. But if something happened, he will be put in jail for doing that, because it's a law. Customer is always right as long as he is asking something lawful. If he asks something against the law, you should keep saying no. It's a misconception about customer service. Customer is always right. Customer is always right. Customer is always right as long as he is treating you in dignity as an employee, not talking ill about your company, respecting you and your company, not stealing from your company, not trying to do something illegal or unethical sometimes. I trained a bank, the VIP department in a bank. A lady told me that one of the customers, he has a big account, millions of dollars in his account, but he started to sexually harassing me. What should I do in this case? I mean, you should stop him. I mean, whatever he do, you should show them that this is, you can't do that. I mean, it's against the law. It's discrimination is against the law. Stealing is against the law. You can't do that. I can't even allow something to do. Don't go with the customer against your company. by showing them how to take advantage of your company. This is really very bad. Sometimes they do it, people do it, customer service employees do it for the sake of making them pleased. But again, you'll be asked about breaking the law. Rules, you can break the rules. Rules, exceptionally, you can break the laws. For example, I used to work in an industry that I provide a service, but you have to come to my shop. But once a customer came to the shop and we cannot deliver what we promised to him, I told him, okay, sir, I'm sorry about that. We apologize for your inconvenience. Please go to your office and I will make sure to have someone from our company deliver the product to your office. We usually do not deliver. The rules not to deliver. You have to come to our office to do that at that time. But I break the rule exceptionally for compensating what happened, but I can't break the law. Rules, policies, we can change it in terms of compensating the exceptionally. Like when we go to McDonald's, for example, we saw sometimes people dropping something on the ground, like the Coca-Cola, somebody dropped the Coca-Cola on the ground. The employee will say, okay, leave it, no problem, no problem. Come and take another one for free. It's kind of exceptions. Exceptions really should be agreed on beforehand. Don't invent something exception. I mean, you should talk to your company, what exceptions can we do to the customers in case of this and that, so that we do not promise something we cannot deliver. So promise and fail to keep your promises is a no. Or show unwillingness to try. يعني unwillingness زي the same story that I told you when I get into a telecom office and the customer service employee, she showed me that she's busy doing something else and unwelcoming me in a way that she told me, yes, how may I help you? Even her tone of voice is telling me you are not welcome. Yes, how may I help you? Can we feel this even on the phone? Can you feel unwelcome even on the phone? Do you think people can really feel something like being unwelcomed, or the person on the other end of the phone is really, the call center is not welcoming him or her?
من الvoice tone.
So, do you have experience with a company like that, Mr. Madar?
لا ما عندي، بس إنه أحيانًا يكون واضح.
واضح.
إيه واضح يكون.
Out if somebody is like sleeping or eating something or busy doing something else while serving you on the phone, as if you're talking with me right now, and I pick the phone like this. QNBN, how may I help you? You told me I have a technical problem. Can you convert me to the technical department? Okay, just wait. Method for doing this, can you, from the tone of voice, can you imagine what situation I'm in, or how welcoming, how willingness is really showed up by the customer to help you in this problem? Can you really sense it over the phone?
أيوة you can sense it، يعني يكون واضح.
واضح، تمام. This is the message to you, even on the phone, even if the customer can't see you, they can feel. It's much different. It's not what you say, it is how you say it. A big difference between Yes, how may I help you? Or, yes, how may I help you? See the tone of voice? It will make a big difference.
From the tone, you mean?
The tone, yeah, the tone, Mr. Arif, yeah. You know what? We have also not only the tone, even the what we call the speed of the voice. Like, for example, if we want to acknowledge something really important or saying something really important and positive, you have to decrease the voice speed. Like, for example, QNBN is the best company in terms of customer service for 10 years in a row, according to a study done by this company. See, when I say something important, you have to raise your voice a little bit, the pitch of the voice, and you have to slow down. But if you're talking about something negative, what should we do, by the way? Something negative, for example, that if there is a problem and you can't do anything about it, and you are apologizing to the customer, what should the pitch of the voice be, high or low? What do you think? Low, right, you are right. Low, because low voice will make the customer on the other end of the call, even his body or her body start to secrete something we call endorphins. It's a calming effect. It's not like adrenaline. If you shout, you'll get adrenaline. If you decrease your voice, you'll get something calming. Like, for example, if I go to a gym and we have the personal trainer and I'm trying to lift something really heavy, should his instruction be in a high voice or low voice, pitch of the voice, tone of the voice? What do you think in a gym?
High voice.
High. Yeah, they would say, like, they say sometimes big words like wahsh, موسيقى, the music is really high, tone of volume is high, even the what we call the tempo is really fast. You know, in some restaurants they put a really high tempo kind of music to let the customer chew faster, so that they can free the seats for others. While other restaurants, they want you to order more and more courses, not a fast food restaurant, seated restaurant, a la carte. They want you to sit and order more drinks, more food, more courses, desserts. They put a slow music. So you keep, like, okay, having good time, spending more time, eating more, and paying more. So again, the voice is really very important. The etiquette of voice, especially on the call center, we should train our call center employees on their voice skills. How about also the ranking? When I say something positive and we discuss something negative, which one we should say first? Negative. Okay, let's say, for example, QNBN products are really expensive. Should I say, okay, thank you for calling QNBN. Okay, we have really very expensive services, but let me tell you about our quality. And then I start talking about quality, people will take away the message that you are really a very expensive company. In psychology, you should put the negative between two positives. We call it the sandwich technique. So positive, negative, then positive. Sandwich. People will accept that. Like, for example, the price is not in our favor. It's a negative thing. People complain about our high prices. We will talk about our quality. Then we will decrease our voice, talk about the price quick. Like, for example, oh, okay, maybe our prices are much more than other competitors in the market, but you're taking the fastest connection you can ever take with any other company. So you talk about quality, price, the negative thing, then you talk about the speed. Quality is a positive thing. Speed is a positive thing. But the price is the negative thing. We put it in between. We call it a sandwich technique. Did you get it? Why do they call it sandwich?
Yes, because the positive first, then negative, after that positive.
Yeah, this is the sandwich technique. And just to make sure that I deliver my message to you clearly, the positive thing.
So you have to start with the positive and end with the positive also.
Start with the positive, end with the positive, and you deliver the negative in between. Why, Mr. Kawari, why you should mention the negative at all?
To be honest, I think.
Excellent. Negative builds the confidence and the trust. When you say something negative, that it's obvious, you build the trust. احنا بالعربي بنقول in Arabic we say بيحكي الإله والعليه.
عشان تكون في مصداقية يعني في الموضوع.
تماما. مصداقية. So we should say the negative. We should say the negative, but we put it in between two positives.
أقول عن negative بس بحيث إنه يكون positive يعني. أوصله.
Negative. Yes, there is a positive negative. Thank you for raising that. You know, I literally see somebody implement what you have just said. I enter a shop for a luxury car. He told the customer that this luxury car is really very fast. It's like 2 seconds, 2.3 seconds from 0 to 100. Then he said something negative. He said, although it's not cheap on oil or petrol, then he mentioned something positive. The negative, it's not negative. It's a positive negative. It's
positive for me يعني هو بس إنه هي تبني الثقة يعني هي تبني الثقة مع العميل.
Correct.
هو الهدف من النيجاتيف إن أنا أبني الثقة مع العميل. مثلا لان جاء مثلا عند المنتج والله لا صحيح وقال لي عن هالسلبيه هذه فهو صادق يعني.
Yes, and I agree with you. And some of my
وهذا هو اللي بيخلي ان انا يتعامل معي يعني he will be always with me.
صحيح. You are right.
And he will buy from me.
But if you, on the other hand, if you did not mention it, he or she, the customer, will know, because some people will tell me, don't mention it. He will know. He will eventually know the negative. If I mention it beforehand, he will react less. I'll give you an example from different industry. Mr. Al-Kawari, listen to this example. A patient, مريض, went to a pharmacy, and the pharmacist, as a service provider, he gave him the medicine, and he did not mention something negative about the medication. The medication known to cause a side effect. This side effect, it's really not a big deal, but it turned the fluid of the body in terms of red color. The tears, the urine, everything will turn red. It's only color. It's not bleeding. It's a color. So he did not mention that to the patient. he just mentioned that this drug is really effective. It will reveal your symptoms. You'll be fine. The patient took the medicine and went home. You know what happened? The patient started to see everything, even his saliva is turning red. He was really afraid. He went to the ER in a hospital, emergency room, and told the doctor there, I'm bleeding. And then when they figure out what he's taking, he said, oh, no problem. No, this is the medicine. The medicine turns your fluid into red color, and this is nothing to do with the blood. This is very normal. He went to the pharmacist and told him, why didn't you tell me that this will happen? And he starts shouting and doing a big. The pharmacist said, okay, no problem. You saw that, but this is nothing. He said, why didn't you tell me beforehand? I was really terrified. I was, all my family was terrified that I'm bleeding and I'm in a serious condition. If he told them that this will happen and he experienced this side effect, what do you think his reaction will be? What do you think the reaction will be if I told him, by the way, this will happen to you and this is normal. Don't be afraid of that.
He will feel good. Yeah.
Oh, he will feel good. He will not complain, and he will. Yes. This pharmacist really is a good service provider. He told me things that are really positive, and he warned me from something that will happen, and this is normal.
Yes, and not be afraid like that.
Yes.
Yes.
وما ضيع وقته لأنه because he will go back and do something, complain. So please, again, let me emphasize this issue, stress on it. Talk about your company, all your positive things. Then you have to mention something that might happen. Like, for example, we need like 2 working days to set up your connection. But when you say something like that, say it in, let's review the positive thing. We should say it high pitch of the voice, high volume, or low. Positive. Positive. We should say it in a high tone or low tone.
Yeah, high pitch is better for positive.
Correct. Negative, low.
In a low tone, yeah.
Speed, positive, high or low?
Low.
The positive is low, actually.
Low. When I say something like this, for example, I am a graduate from Missouri State University, one of the top universities in the United States, one of the top 10. See, voice is high, and you start saying word by word as if you are stressing on it. When you say negative things, you say in a low voice and get faster. Like, for example, we might need like 2 days, working days, to set up your connection. But sir, be sure that you are taking the best company in terms of speed and connectivity. Something like that. You put them in a sandwich technique. This is really the essence of presenting anything without being really biased. You're talking positive and negatives, but again, in a different speed, different tone of voice, and different sequence. Positive, negative, positive. Please don't embarrass the customer, and please don't laugh at the customer. Sometimes the customer does not understand your industry. Yani, for example, if you start talking to me, if you're an IT professional person and you start talking to me about RAM and ROM and about some kind of terminologies, I will look like, I'm sorry, like an idiot. I'm really embarrassed what you are talking about. And if you start laughing and telling me, even my little child know that, you don't know that, that is really a big issue. I remember one of the customers could not resist laughing at a customer that did something really, we can say that it's a situation where the customer did not do something for granted. For example, he did not switch on the electricity, and he's complaining that the router is not working. And when the customer service provider told him, did you switch on the electricity? He said, should I do that? This is taking for granted. But don't laugh at the customer not doing that. It's sometimes customers really do something that makes you sometimes get angry. But again, we can say بالعربي احفظ ماء وجهه، لانه sometimes الكاستمرز بيعملوا شغلات بعفويه بس بتكون مضحكه من كتر ما هي فيها نوع من الغباء. خلينا نحكي زي واحد اجى على شركه اتصالات وحامل السيل فون and he's complaining it's not working. And when the customer service provider ask him, did you put the battery on? He said, what battery? He did not put the battery in the new cell phone, and he's complaining it's not working. Don't laugh at the customer. Sometimes customers do not share your expertise. So, please don't avoid responsibility and telling others it's not my responsibility. I'm here, I'm a technical person. I'm not customer. So you have to talk to the company, or the call center will pass the buck and say, okay, it's not my problem. Talk to our technical department. They are responsible. And sometimes they blame the customer. They blame the other department for the bad customer. Spontaneous reactions, well, sometimes we do something like, before you answer, take time, know the problem. There is a good proverb here. We say, it is not that they cannot see the solution, it is that they cannot see the, can you finish the sentence? It is not that they cannot see the solution, it is that they cannot see the
cause.
Problem.
A problem. Okay, of course, the same thing. But literally, they say it's not that they cannot see the solution, it is that they cannot see the problem. So take your time to know the problem before a spontaneous reaction into delivering the solution. I remember one of my employees asked me, I was his manager, to go with him in the field to meet a customer who has a problem. And we entered his office. He was really upset. He started to say, good that you came here and you bring your manager. I have really to voice a problem. He started to talk like this. I have a problem with your product. Before he finished the sentence, my employee said, you're gonna talk about the one who died because of something happened with our. He said, what? Did you have the incidents that somebody died because of this product? He did not even listen. He started to spontaneous answering something that he anticipated that the customer will voice, but he actually did a big mistake. Wait, listen to the customer, know what happened really. That's why we ask the problem, that we ask the question of what seems to be the problem, sir? Please tell me what happened. And don't interrupt. While the customer is voicing the problem, don't interrupt. Don't lose your temper. Don't force the customer into a situation that he has to fend himself. Like, for example, you tell the customer, this is the first time we hear such a complaint. This is the first time we hear such a complaint. By the way, when you hear something like this from a company, what do you feel if the customer provider, a service provider will tell you, this is the first time we hear such a comment? What do you feel as a customer?
You feel stupid, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I feel like an alien. Somebody. It's not. You are not a human. This is the first thing. We have thousands of customers. This is the first thing we have heard about. As if you are weird guy. Don't tell the customer this is that, because he will try to fend himself and we will start to tell you, no, this is not the first time happened with me, and it happened with my cousin, and it happened with my neighbor, and he will start to invent something to prove to you that he's not weird. I mean, in terms of that. So be attentive, listen to the customer, listen, not hear. Listening is not hearing, by the way. Listen, even look for body language. Anticipate the needs, but confirm before you answer, or show empathy. Do you know how to show empathy? Not sympathy, empathy. Can anybody explain what the difference between empathy and sympathy? Because sympathy is not allowed. Sympathy, not allowed. Empathy is required. You know the difference between empathy and sympathy? Sympathy is تحزن عليه, تحزن على الكاستمر. Show like you are really feeling sorry for him because really he's in a bad shape. Sympathy بالعربي يعني تشفق عليه, تشفق عليه. يعني as if I tell you, يا لا ليش هيك صار معك؟ أكيد تبهدلت، أكيد صار معك هيك. كأني بحزن عليك. I feel sorry for you. This is the sympathy. Empathy, on the other hand, is putting myself in your shoes. I mean, I will say, if I were you, if I were you, I will really get upset. Like, for example, I will tell you, do you know that we went disconnected for 2 hours? Then Ms. Ghaida will tell Uridu, okay, I understand. If I were you, I will really get upset. I'm sorry about that. And I feel empathy with you, not sympathy. Sympathy is like شفقة. أنا ما بدي تشفق علي. بس بدي تحس معي. I want you to feel what I really felt. Don't exhibit impatience. Impatience إنك ما تكون صبور. تستعجل. Okay, تصير تهز براسك. You know the difference between nodding quickly and nodding like this. Like, for example, if you meet me in person and you were complaining about something, I do like this. While somebody else is doing like this. Nodding quickly. Is it different? Which one is empathy? nodding, do we require nodding when the customer is voicing his complaint? Should we do nodding? Should we do nod your head؟ يعني تهز براسك بالطريقة هاي. Every now and then, slowly. But if you nod quickly, as if you're telling me, okay, just finish your nonsense. Nodding is required because you cannot stare at the customer like this while he's talking about something bad that happened. You should nod, as if you are acknowledging what happened. But if you nod quickly, this is a sign that you are really not into what I'm saying. Yani it's like we're not on the same page. We're disconnected. We don't have harmony. So please exhibit patience. Don't be hasty in terms of don't yell at the customer, don't laugh at the customer. Don't swear the customer. Steal from the customer. Steal for the customer. What does it mean here? Sometimes you take something. I remember visiting a duty-free shop at the airport, and I asked for the samples that comes with the fragrance. I bought a fragrance, cologne, and I asked for the samples. The samples, sometimes the employees take them for themselves. This is not your, this is for the customers, not for you, your own use. Don't steal from the customer. This is the customer's right. So don't do any kind of taking the advantage of the customers. Don't discriminate. This is taking a kid for granted. Discrimination is really, it's not really obvious, but sometimes it happened. Like when I come wearing a suit, you treat me well. When I'm casual, you treat me not well. Maybe the color of my skin, sometimes this is not allowed. You know, one of the companies that really they force them to pay compensation to the customers because they did discrimination lately. It's Fair and Lovely. Fair and Lovely. You know what Fair and Lovely did? They put a promotion or an advertisement on the TV that a young lady with a dark skin went to an interview, job interview, and when the manager saw her skin, he said, "No, we don't have opening. Sorry." She went home. She cried to her mom, and her mom gave her a Fair and Lovely tube. She used it for 3 weeks. She became whiter, or you know, the whitening effect of she went back to the office, and the manager told her, "Hey, yes, you are welcome to our company." What do you think about this? Is it discrimination?
This is racism.
Definitely.
This is even worse.
Worse, see? But why we did not complain in the Arabic word about the commercial advertisement of Fair and Lovely on our screens? They literally do that. They told us that a woman with a fair skin is really welcomed. And we do nothing to complain about their commercial. India, they really voice their complaint. You should withdraw this commercial because you are insulting people or discriminating, or as Mr. Salah said, this is even a bigger crime of what did you call it, Mr. Salah?
Racism.
Ethnicity, and they are all welcome customer. We should not discuss that. But let me spot the light on something really interesting. You know that customers sometimes they try to make let's say misuse this issue. They sometimes accuse you of discrimination and you did not do anything wrong. For example, I get into your office and I will start talking to you about the contracts, and then I will tell you, why you doing this to me? Is it because I'm black? And you did not do anything about that. You did not discriminate you in terms of skin color or religion or ethnicity or even regional, you know, the regions or the geographic area. But I try to put a pressure on you, accusing you of discriminating against me. What should you do as a customer service if somebody accuses you of discriminating and you did not do anything wrong? What do you think?
I would actually deny and say, no, this did not happen. How did I discriminate you? I would put him on the defense rather than put me on the defense.
Okay. يعني don't be intimidated or يعني threatened by his يعني الاتهام المش صادق انه you discriminate against him, and you emphasize that your company is against any kind of discrimination. Well, it happened with me in a country. Somebody tried to do something unlawful. He asked me something, and when I said no, I can't do it, not me, it's against the law, he tried to shout in front of our customers, and he said, you don't want to help me, you don't want to serve me because I'm this and that, referring to kind of segmentation, and يعني كأنه accusing me of discriminating against him. In a low voice, I told him, sir, I did not mention something like that. I was telling you that this is against the law. It does not have anything to do with the thing that he has mentioned. Actually, it's a kind of ethnicity. So he tried to take advantage of this, putting a pressure on me, threatening me that I will accuse of discrimination unless you do this unlawful thing. You should keep your calm. Don't, let's say, don't be intimidated. I know this is easier said than done, by the way, because in a certain situation, you will get really يعني هيك tense. يعني don't be angry even. Don't lose your temper in such a situation. Just get used to this by telling this customer بشكل continuous إنه I'm not discriminating. I am actually, we are in a company that treat other in an equal way. Equality is the basis of our customer service.
Question.
Yes, sure.
Do you apply empathy on this situation?
I would like to يعني stress on that. Don't show empathy on somebody who wants to insult you. Like, for example, if customer is always right, I show empathy for everything. But when it comes to insulting me or insulting my company, I show no empathy. I will say no and insist on no. Like, can you say no for something that how to say no and keep your customer service ethics? If somebody is insulting you, أنا معلش في examples, and customers, they can say something bad, even curse, يعني يسب. هنا I would not show empathy. Even my voice will become like firm, look him in the eye. I will say to him, this is not acceptable here. Like, for example, if I tell you in your office, QNBN, you are stealing from us. You are really a cheating company. You are even, I don't want to say it, something like more than that. How do you react? Do you show empathy? What do you think? He's insulting you, insulting your company.
I will call security.
You know what? Maybe a few months ago, I was training a company called Lazordi for jewelry. And he told me, the customer service provider, that one of my clients stole a ring and she put it in her pocket. Should he have empathy with her, or should he, I mean, confront her? You know what she did? She did also, she starts shouting and telling him that you are trying to harass me. Don't touch me. But she put that ring in her pocket. Very tough situation. This is not a customer. This is an offender, stealer, name it. You cannot tolerate anybody who try to steal from your company or do something unlawful or force you to do something unlawful or say something ill about your company or yourself, because customer is always right as long as he is under the law. I mean, so again, discrimination or yelling, it goes both ways. You are the internal customer, you are respected in the company, so you're not allowing something like this to happen to you. It's not like voicing and let's say objection. Objection is different. Like, for example, if I tell you, I really feel that QNBN prices are really high. You should not overreact by telling me, respect yourself, don't say ill about our company. No. This is overreaction. I didn't say something impolite. I said just voice any concern that your prices is high. It's different than when I say something very bad about your company, accusing you that you are really cheaters. You are even, I don't want to use some words, few customers, very few customers, they became really bad customers in a way that they will say very bad words about you and your company. Now you have to stand firm and not allow this. If you want to know about this, there are three levels. Who asked this question, by the way? I'm sorry. Empathy question.
Warren.
Warren, sir, listen to my reaction. If the customer says something not really bad, but something negative, strong negative about our company, I will do this reaction. We call it yes, but. Yes, but. Like, for example, QNBN prices are really very high. You are really giving us very uncompetitive price offer. This is really very big amount of money. He's raising a voice that your quotation is really expensive. You can say yes, but yes, that we have really a higher price than other companies, but you want to know why our prices are higher? Because you'll start talking about the quality, about the speed, about the customer service, about the warranty, about anything positive after yes. بالعربي بنقول نعم ولكن. But you can't do that if the customer is saying something bad. You go to the second level. I will tell you in what situation. If you زي ما بيحكوا بالعربي واحد بيقول لي انت نصاب، انتوا شركه نصابين. ما بقدر اقول له صحيح احنا نصابين ولكن ما بتقدر. You can't say yes to a customer telling you that your company are cheaters. You're stealing from us. I can't use yes, but. There is a technique called I understand your point of view, but. You can do it with me. For example, I offer you a training course. You will say, hey, listen, Jamil, your prices are really high compared to other training companies. I will do this, the first technique. Yes, yes. But let me tell you why our prices are high. I will start delivering my qualities and my, let's say, benefits to you. If you say, Jamil, listen, you are really, let's say, a cheater, or or sometimes you can say like, listen, you are doing the same thing. All the trainers are doing the same thing. They're bringing their PowerPoints and doing things. You are doing something invaluable. At this level, I can't say yes. I will tell you the second level is something called I understand your point of view, but يعني أنا فهمت عليك ولكن شو باجي بقول لك I understand your point of view, sir, that you are talking that some companies try to make a big profit when offering their services to you. He will tell you yes. But then when I will say, I understand your point of view, but let me tell you why QNBN is different. And you start talking about your benefits. You did not say yes, you only understood his point of view. If he raised the bar and he started yelling, like, you are cheaters, you are really, this is not acceptable. You know, some kind of customers, we'll talk about customers persona tomorrow. I remember one of my customers, he threw the contract in my face like this. He was really aggressive. When I entered his office, as I told Mr. Salah, I went to his office, his playground. I mean, I wish that he came to my office. I will be in a better shape. But he was standing, he's not sitting, and he saw the contract like this. This is not acceptable. And he threw it on the desk. He said, talk to your manager. This is not acceptable. We will not sign the contract until you. He was really, and he started yelling, and he says something, we consider it bad about our company. Here, my response was no empathy. I can't say yes. I told him, I heard you, but. So 3 levels. Yes, but. I understand your point of view, but. 3rd level, I heard you, but. What if the customer raised the bar into insulting you? Now you can stop serving this customer. Because if you respect your company, respect yourself, no empathy for somebody who wants to steal, take advantage, do harm to our company, or do something unlawful, you can stop serving this customer unless he turned back or apologized for what had happened. So 3 levels of response depending on the intensity of the interaction. It will not happen every day, by the way, Warren. It's like we call them difficult customers. In books, they call them J customers. J customers from the J walkers. They break the law. because those are, I don't know if we can represent them by 1% or maybe less than 1% of our customers are from those types. Did you ever experience something like that? Any of you? Customer that really insulted your company or do something like this? Hopefully not, but sometimes it happened. Did you experience something like that? Hopefully not. Now, what do you think about the level of reactions? It's not empathy, it's kind of reaction. What do you think? Yes, but is the most common one. The other two, in case you should not say yes. Somebody who accuses you that you are stealing or some cheaters or something like bad words, you cannot say yes. You just go with the understand your point of view that it's some company did that, but we cannot do that. Let us make a role play. Who wants to do this role play with me? I am a customer and I ask you for a bribe. You do contract with me and I will tell you, listen, this contract will not be signed unless you pay. What is your reaction? Mr. Sarah, are you a key account manager?
No, I am not.
Who is dealing with big customers that they ask for a bribe?
I'm not sure if we have an account manager here on the team, but
is it acceptable?
Of course not.
No, of course not. But what will happen if the customer tell you, listen, do you want the contract to be signed? Pay, frankly. Otherwise, take your contract, get out.
Yeah, I will say hasta la vista, thank you very much. I'll see you later.
I mean, it's acceptable, by the way, but if other companies are doing it, sometimes I will not empathize with the customer, but I will say something like this. Everybody is paying. Why don't you? I will say, I understand your point of view. Maybe some companies, but our code of ethics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stand your ground. Stand your ground that it's not allowed. So please, don't be intimidated by such customers. It happened. Difficult customers are there. They are increasing in numbers, by the way. We are sometimes say that they are becoming more and more because of the maybe the effect of social media. They hear and listen or sometimes read some comments and they try to do something like this to intimidate you into a better contracts terms in their favor. Don't break the law for the sake of the customer. This is not customer service. Coping with the situation, listen, try to accommodate, explain, let go of the customer. Sometimes you bait the customer, and the customer put them in a situation, force them into like, for example, asking them about the problem in details. Sometimes you should listen, but don't let go. خف شوي على الكاستمر، خف شوي، ما تحاكمه كتير، احفظ ماء وجهه زي ما بقولوا. عشان هيك listen, take customer dissatisfaction personally. Don't do that. It's not against you. He's voicing a complaint and he is trying to ask you, help me in this situation. It's not against you. Don't be defensive. Don't be judgmental. Don't be like passing the buck into other. You should turn into a consultant to the customer, as if they're saying to him, let us together, you and me, try to solve this problem. You will together. We are on the same page. We are connected. So, and don't let the customer's dissatisfaction affect you. I know this is easier said than done. يعني يمكن by the end of this session today, you may feel that I'm giving you advices and you might tell me this is easier said than done. يعني سهل تحكي لي هيك، بس انت لو تشتغل بالكاستمر سيرفيس وكل الناس هيك اخر اليوم بتلاقي طاقتك راح. They will draw your energy because always they talk negative. You should do some kind of emotional intelligence. Don't lose your temper. I mean, don't take decision under a situation you're angry or زي ما بيحكوا بسنيكرز، مو انت وانت جوعان، مو انت وانت غضبان. افضل الناس بالكاستمر سيرفيس زي ما نحكي بكره بالسكيلز تبعت كاستمر سيرفيس are those who exhibit an emotional intelligence skills. If you remember some of our colleagues at the university who score high in their on their scores, I mean, like I remember one guy, he scored 4 out of 4 quants, they call them nerds, but he cannot even deal with normal people. Like he's lacking the skills. So I always prefer somebody with EQ, emotional intelligence, rather than IQ, intelligent quotient. I mean, how to deal. EQ is all about how to control your negative emotions, like anger, fear, even being happy sometimes affect your decision. Like, for example, I talk to you as a customer service on the phone, and I told you you are the best call center I ever talked to, and you are, and I'm gonna put a very good remarks and reviews, but you're gonna help me do something, and he start to ask you for something even unethical. Since you are complimented, sometimes some people بتعرفوا اللي بيبعدوا لما يكون مبسوط, you promise something you cannot deliver. Like telling the customer, okay, I promise you today the problem will be solved. And you know that you cannot solve it. You know that the issue is much more complicated. Don't promise something because you're happy. And also don't promise something when you're angry. Then when you're angry, you will regret. I remember doing a course about emotional intelligence, and one of the employees told me I sent an email when I was really angry that I really regret. Because when you count down, you said, what did I do? When you read the email, you said, wow, what did I do? Why I was really overreacting? Because you replied when you were angry. You will overreact. So don't reply when you're angry, or even don't reply when you're hungry. مو انت وانت جوعان. هلا مقبلين على شهر رمضان، بتصور الناس بتعرف انه once لما بيجي وقت الافطار بصير يشتري اشياء، بتصور قراره بعد ما يهدى بيقول واو, why did I buy all these things? Because you reacted. And please, by the end of this session, my advice to you to practice emotional intelligence. It's a practice. It's not just an advice. You have to practice it. How to control your anger, because customer service is really a challenging job, very challenging job. It's not really a job that many people can tolerate. Some people, they will tell me, I don't have the ability to deal with customers, because really customers are bad. Customers are shouting at me, yelling at me, dissatisfied, greedy. So they go to back offices not to deal with customers because it's a challenge. On the other hand, I will tell him or her that customer service is really a challenge, but you will enjoy it if you have the skills. Empathy, emotional intelligence, giving the first impression, listening techniques to the customers. All these skills will help you enjoy a job of a customer service. And when you do it well, really you will get rewards for that. Because it's at the end of the day, it's your skills. You can take it wherever you go. أنا مثلا بتعامل I deal with a bank manager. If he go to another company, another bank, I will withdraw all my savings account. I'll go with him because I deal with people. At the end of the day, it's your, as we said, it's your brand. I have to conclude this session, and I will ask you if you have any questions, any remarks, any even kind of request for tomorrow. أنا أشوف الكل معانا.
I have a question, please.
Yes, Mr. Saad.
Do you think customer service is actually a character, or is it skill that you can learn?
أنا يعني بدي أجاوب بصورة بدي أفكر أكثر، بس أنا spontaneous بقول لك it's a skill. دائما بقول أنا بالنسبة لي skills are more important than anything else, even knowledge.
I agree.
مستر صلاح أنت بتعرف عنا بتلاقي بعالمنا العربي في people are really very good at customer service, although they are not trained, not educated. They can really sell you something and you will be happy with their service. For example,
اتوقع هذا لان بطبيعتنا العربيه استاذ، يعني هي هو يعني اتوقع ان ثقافه اكثر من ما هو يعني سكيلز. يعني هي
سكيلز اكثر من معرفه. انا
لا هي ثقافه، لانه هو يعني بيئتنا الاجتماعيه كذا، يعني البيئه العربيه اوريدي هي اصلا يعني متخالطه مع بعض والعادات متقاربه، بحيث انه ممكن انه يوصل اي حاجه يعني يوصل المعلومه او يوصل ميزه المنتج اللي عنده بطريقه سلسه. يعني
والله انا اكون واضح معك في ايجابيات.
مرحباني العربي، مرحباني على كلامنا يعني.
بس انا بالنسبه لي الابروتش تبع حاتم الطائي ما بنفع كثير بالكاستمر سيرفيس، لانه قلنا احيانا يو اوفر رياكت. حكى الاستاذ صلاح، شوف بثقافتنا العربيه وي دو عندنا في سكيلز ممتازه، بس وي اوفر رياكت. كيف؟ يعني انا اعطيك مثال، في عندنا واحد طخ واحد على اولويه مرور.
ابو علي بالاردن، ابو علي خبير بالاردن.
انا استاذ ترى عشت 5 سنوات في الاردن، فعارف الامور كلها. يعني انا من خريج الاردن. يعني
والله اي جامعه؟
جامعه عمان العربيه.
تمام.
اللي على الطلوع على شارع الاردن.
لا معروفه.
ايوه
على فكره انا بحكي معك انا على شارع الاردن يعني.
انا عشت هناك، كان بيتي في شيخ بدران يعني، وما زال البيت موجود.
تمام. لا صديقي، هو انت بتحكي بعض ميزات فعلا ناخذها، بس في اشياء بدنا ننتبه لها ثقافيا بالكاستمر سيرفيس ما بتنفع. يعني كيف؟ التحكم بالفرح والغضب مهم جدا بالكاستمر سيرفيس. يعني انت شرت مثلا لعاداتنا بردة الفعل بالفرح، يعني انا ما راح اعمل زي حاتم الطائي اذبح لك احلى فرس عندي عشان ارضيك، لانه هذا اوفر رياكتنج بالنسبه للكاستمر سيرفيس. يعني نعمل على نفس المستوى اللي انت تستاهل ككاستمر انه اعوضك فيه او اخدمك فيه، بنفس الوقت ما تعاقب او تكون ردة فعلك غضب على شيء ما بيستاهل. انت بتعرف انا في كاستمر بدي اضحكك اذا بس ما بدي تاخذ فكره سيئه. كان بالتسويق السياحي في فنادق عندنا بالبحر الميت بالديد سي، فكان عندي دورة تدريبية، اجوا المتدربين على عمان على الأردن، ورحنا على الديد سي. We went to the Dead Sea. We have the session. We went to the lunch break. We sat on the lunch break together هيك. We were talking، يعني كنا نحكي ونسولف وكذا. اجا القرصون الويتر، فطلبت منه خبز. في واحد من هاي بده خبز سخن هيك مرتب وزاكي. فقلت له لو سمحت جيب لنا خبز بطريقه مؤدبه. انا ما حريص جدا انه هذول الاشخاص ما تسيء لهم، لانه ممكن يضرك زي ما بيحكوا بامريكا سوري يعني they can spit on your food. فالمهم راح رجع بعد شوي بشفته بقول له انا مش طلبت منك خبز، فين الخبز؟ يعني هون صار في عندي كومبلينت، انت مقدم خدمه، فين البريد اللي I asked you for؟ تعرف شو بيقول لي بالعربي؟ خليني احكي لك اياه بالاردني. قال لي انا ما بشتغل عند اللي خلفك. في منهم بيحكوا عربي شو هذا؟ قال لي انا ما بشتغل عند اللي خلفك.
اردني.
حكيت مع المانجر تبعه، صار يعتذر لي المانجر، وصار بده يعمل كومبنسيشن، وصار اكسبليننج. لا شك انه مدرب المانجر تبعه. بس شو بقول لي؟ بقول لي بس انا بعتذر لانه احنا مفروض علينا كقرار حكومي انه نعين من ابناء المنطقه كنوع من تشجيع الهاي. وابناء المنطقه يعني عندهم زي ما عندهم نخوه هاي، عندهم عيب
عزة النفس،
عيب انه يخدم، انه انا بخدم عليك، انا طلق تقول لي جيب وودي. فمع انه محتاج ماديا. فشو قلت له انا؟ قلت له هاي السكيلز يمكن لازم انت لما تيجي تختار بدك تختار الناس اللي عنده اتيتيود كويس، اتيتيود للسيرفيس، وتدربهم على السكيلز هاي، لانه السكيلز هاي مهمه جدا انها تكون عنده. انه هاي مش انت ما بتخدم هذا الكاستمر هو سبب وجودك هون. فلازم يكون عندنا هوسبيتاليتي تبعت الفار ايست. يعني احنا بنحكي العرب عندهم هوسبيتاليتي، بس روح على الفار ايست وشوف الهوسبيتاليتي. من المطار برحبوا فيك بطريقه يعني مش طبيعي. بتروح على الفندق بعطيك الكرت تبع الفندق بالايدتين هيك، ابتسامه. بتسال اي واحد بالكوريدور بجاوبك. تسال اي واحد، اسال اي واحد. حتى اقول لك انا دربت بالتسويق السياحي بعد فنادق. الكونسيرج هذول تبعون الشناتي، بتقول له انا حاب ازور هون معالم سياحيه، شو في معالم سياحيه؟ بيجاوبك وبيساعدك. فيعني انا بدي اكون واقعي معك. في عندنا سكيلز حلوه بثقافتنا، في عندنا ردات فعل سواء بالفرح بنعطي كثير بس واحد يمدحنا وما بيلزم هالقد، وبالغضب بنعاقب بطريقه زي ما قلت لك على اولويه تصير طخه. تخيل. اهلا وسهلا فيكم، شكرا.
انا اتوقع انت يا استاذ انت عرفت بنفسك في البدايه، لكن انا ما سمعت الاسم او اني ما لحقت، بس ممكن الاسم بس.
انا اسمي جميل دبابني.
يعطيك العافيه استاذ جميل، ما قصرت
شكرا يا استاذ جميل،
ان شاء الله.
شكرا.
بكره على موعدنا الساعه 9
ان شاء الله. بكره على الساعه 9 ان شاء الله بالسيشن الثاني
ان شاء الله. يعطيك العافيه. كلك
حضوركم
باذن الله. فرصه سعيده يا استاذ جميل، يعطيك العافيه.
شكرا على المشاركه. شكرا.
شكرا.
حياك الله.
شكرا.